Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video we are going to talk about the same application that we have been developing, but we'll be using SQL DB rather than the actual hard-coded data in the form of an array of objects within the application. So we'll get the data from the DB rather than those hard-coded objects within the Express server. This is the first one. We'll be using SQL Server to demonstrate that. I have some another videos on connecting Express with SQL Server to fire those queries, but we'll be using Connects library to connect to the SQL Server and then get that data. So let's see how we could do that in Express Server. So friends, if you see, we have this department's data that was hard-coded within the Express server. We have used this one to demonstrate jQuery and other aspects. But now what we want to do is, rather than getting it as a hard-coded one, so we need to connect to a SQL server, which I have on my another machine. I'll be connecting onto that SQL server database and then fetching some data from that in order to show you. So I could actually show you the connection and the table which we'll be using. If I just connect, this is my SQL server, and let me give the password. So if it connects, yes, it connects to that, and I have a database. Lovely. So let's say new and just say query, and if I just simply say select star from department, and if I run this, so this actually shows me those 4 records. So we'll be utilizing this table to actually run this. So if we see right now, we run the server, and we'll actually go on to, let's say, get this localhost 3000, and we'll say show departments. So it will actually get those departments which are already there within this, that is this one. But now what we need to do here is we actually need to change this departments and the department ID. They'll be fetched from the SQL server rather than this one. So let's try changing this. For getting that, we need to use connects, and it's a library that could connect onto multiple databases, and we are going to use this one to connect to the SQL server. And once I connect onto the SQL server, I need to provide some information. The first one is MS SQL, that's the first one. Then I need to provide the connection. So the connection is further an object where you specify your server settings. So I'll just give the name of the IP, local IP, which I have on my network, and then there is a user SA which I'm gonna use over here. The password is, let's say 123. This is not the right way of doing the things, but only for the demonstration I'm doing it. Password 123 is not the actual strong password, and even the connection over here, you should get it from the environmental variables rather than hard coding it over here. But for the demonstration purpose, I'm just doing that way. Lovely. So that makes sense. So this is the data is connected on. Now what we are going to do is we have show departments, which is over here. So let's try getting that. So we'll use connects dot select. I need to select the department number and then the department name from the department table, and it returns me a promise, which is departments. Let's say I'll use that variable, and once I get that, I just need to pass this departments over here. So I'll just use departments and departments. So I'll just pass on that information. So let's go and check it out if that works. So if we refresh that, show departments, yes, it has already refreshed. We start getting all those departments which were there in the table, 4 departments, but the department numbers are not available. So these are department numbers. So let's go back to that and see. I think so that's a column name. So we'll go into the show departments.egs. We actually have over here, so D of departments, yes. So rather than ID, so we'll just give the department number because that's the column name. So once you refresh it, and you get the 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. So now these departments, they are coming from actually a database and they are not hard coded within the same one. So this is the best way of doing the things rather than exactly getting along and hard coding the stuff within the SQLs within the Express server. So now technically these departments which we had, they could be like deleted over here, or we could comment it out because now the data is actually coming from the SQL Server. So I hope guys you would like this video. I'll be coming up with next videos on case how to create a department and how to update the department. Will change that, tweak the code so that now rather than doing it in a hard-coded objects, will actually push that stuff or create a new department within the SQL Server. So stay tuned guys, and if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe it. Your subscription, your comments, they definitely boost me out to post more videos. Thank you.